happening? It's Chris Hall here. You are now tuned into the Chris Hall Show, where we discuss dating, relationships, and much, much more. Make sure that you subscribe to the Chris Hall Show YouTube channel by going to my bio. Link will be in there. Also, the new, if y'all not following this right now, if y'all haven't downloaded it, if you're not streaming, hot, fresh off the press, we have 2 new episodes on there already. We're keeping the ball moving. Yes, the Chris Hall podcast is now available on all platforms. If you're having some trouble, click the link in my bio. Everything Chris Hall is in my bio. Click the link in there. That'll take you to wherever you need to go. One-stop shop. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. How are y'all doing? Just do a little inventory real quick. So, my studio is up for the most part. Everything is in, so you should be looking forward to a slightly new look of the Chris Hall Show in different areas as far as YouTube, Instagram, and the podcast platform. We're gonna have slightly different type of material on all of these different platforms. All the same type of content for the most part, but what I wanna do is give my viewers, my listeners, supporters, friends, family, whomever, I wanna give you a different feel depending on where you go, you know? I want the podcast to be more of a kind of intimate, closed door, private conversation feel to it, to where the YouTube channel will be more visuals, right? You're gonna have different type of visuals, different looks, different backgrounds, different type of production value is gonna be on the YouTube channel. Of course, we're still gonna be repurposing the IG Lives from IG over to the YouTube channel to make them available to everybody, but we wanna make sure we keep everything streamlined. So just wanted to give y'all a quick update on that. Do expect more videos coming soon. Why is Google playing? Hey Google. Hey Google. Stop music. Well, women just don't listen, do they? I mean, at all. Google, Alexa, they just don't, I don't get it. Anywho. So yeah, what are we talking about today? Who's the judge? Who exactly can judge women? My thought process has always been, if men are the buyers, right? Some quotes. If we're the ones who are supposed to seek out for a woman, then shouldn't we be able to judge what a woman should look like, right? If we're out looking for them. Now, if you're a woman of the I'm not looking for a man variety, we're not talking to you. I'm not talking to you whatsoever, okay? You can listen, but don't get triggered or butthurt if you're not looking for no husband anyway. I'm only talking about the ones who are out actively looking to get married. Whether you're doing that aggressively, whether you're doing that passively. Either way, you're trying to get married. This ain't you. So, if the man that you're looking for is looking for you, then he's gonna have to judge you in some way, shape, or form. Story time. I remember a conversation that I had with a young lady, and we were talking, and she had told me that she wasn't thick, she was skinny. She was skinny, and she showed me who she felt like was thick, and to me, she was fat, right? Now, I get it. there are different strokes for different folks. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain, the majority of wives that you see walking across the aisle are a certain size, right? And if that person is a certain size, they usually match whatever their partner is. So what I want to tell you is that attraction is symmetrical. You usually are who you attract, right? So if you're looking for a specific type of dude, why wouldn't he be able to judge you? And so when I was talking to her, I was like, damn, you know that the world has gotten so weird, right? The world has gotten so weird to the point where even women themselves don't even know what size they really are. Even the ones who are in good shape think that they're skinny. But in all actuality, they are slim, thick, medium build, what thick. And I'll tell you this, when I thought of the topic, I went on YouTube, right? I went on YouTube and I just searched YouTube just for some videos on different sizes of women. And when I typed that inside YouTube, to my surprise, I seen a bunch of men talking about the difference between thick and fat, as if this was an actual thing. Mind you, I'm fairly new to YouTube as far as being a YouTuber, so I follow the couple people that I follow, and I look at their content and I enjoy it just like people enjoy watching mine. Make sure you go to that YouTube channel, click me a thumbs up, also follow it, subscribe. Shoot me a comment, things like that. ChrisHallATL Podcast, now streaming on all platforms. So, I never really go out searching for random content, just like topics. I try not to do that because I don't want to regurgitate certain points from other people. But when I seen it, I was like, damn. So there are actually men out here in round tables conversing about the sizes of women. And when I was talking to the young lady, I was telling her, I was like, damn, I'm looking at you and you fill out the seat in a good way, right? Fill out the seat, your waist is small, and for some reason, you think you're skinny and you think this girl is thick, right? And I just didn't understand it, but when I thought about it, I realized that women evolve after a while, and they leave it up to us, the men, to either take it or leave it, right? And there's no surprise, okay, that black women in particular have gotten bigger over the decades, right? Over the years, gotten bigger. I mean, this is all statistic. I'm not being hyperbolic. Y'all can go Google it. I already have a show about that stuff already. Go check out my YouTube channel, take a look at it. Not gonna give you the numbers, don't got time. So, like I said, women evolve and they show us what they're giving us, and it's up to us to say, okay, I'm gonna take it or I'm gonna leave it. So what has happened is the marriage rate has gone down, the divorce rate has gone up in our community in particular. And I'm looking around and trying to see what exactly changed as I do some of my research when I do have time to do it. And I was like, damn, what exactly is going on to where women think that they're this, but they're really that? And what I realized is 40% of it, might even be higher, you be the judge, is on us. It's our fault because they offered it. Mind you, we're not marrying you, but we're definitely having sex with you. And unfortunately, women hold their logic and their emotions. So if you give them something emotional, like sex, to them, they're going to feel a false sense of acceptance, right? They feel like, okay, this person accepted me. Story time. I remember one time, I knew this girl, right? I just knew her. We didn't necessarily date or anything like that. And let's say she was a slider, right? She was a slider. That's what the cool kids are saying, right? She was a slider. She was a slider, and she slid a couple times. Slid a couple times, everything was all good. And then we ended up falling out of touch. This is when I kind of moved back to Florida for a little bit, and then I doubled back to the A. We reconnected once or twice, and she asked me, she was like, yo, you know what? I really feel like you're a cool person, and I think that this could work out. So me, I'm thrown off. I'm like, what could work out? And she's like, us. I'm like, us what exactly? He's like, oh, you know, whoop de whoop. I think that I know that you're still single. I'm single. I think it's square that. Mind you, it couldn't work. But what she was baffled about, which I now understand, and I realized, she said, because she asked me what it was exactly, why I would not take her seriously. I said, are you sure? She said, yes, I'm sure, I want to know. I said, are you positive? You sure about this? She said, yeah. I said, all right, here you go. I told her that she wasn't in the weight class for me to date her seriously, because at that point, once I'm dating someone seriously, I'm dating you for marriage. So it makes no sense to be dating people seriously if the end goal is not marriage. A lot of people nowadays just want to get in a relationship, a committed relationship. You don't hear a lot of women or men talking about marrying anybody. You hear a lot of women talking about they having kids because they know it takes a man and a woman to have kids. Let me say that again. It takes a man and a woman to have kids. I ain't mean nothing by it. I'm just saying it in case y'all didn't hear that. So back to the story. So I told her, obviously she didn't take it well, and she had a question. She was like, so I was good enough to have sex with, but I wasn't good enough to date. And I thought about it later on, and I was like, damn, she kind of has a point to where that can be confusing for the untrained mind. So for someone who isn't, let's say, on how men operate and how men think, may misconstrue certain things, may take things the wrong way, and things like that. So that's why I give men either half or most of the blame for why women think what they think. Think about this. So you see these women. I'm going to show you a few things on the screen behind me in a second before we get out of here. But tell me when you've seen these super Saiyan thick women. That's what I call them. These manufactured thick women with these unbelievable shapes that God himself can't make. That someone had to do some work, okay? When is the last time you've seen them and they were a virgin? Have you ever seen a virgin get a BBL? You ever seen a super thick virgin? No, you don't. You don't. Because these women are getting sex in abundance. And mind you, I'm not saying they just have sex with anybody. They would come on the channel and say they have sex with who they want to, or they can say they have sex in a committed relationship. No one cares. You're still having sex. So this is what feeds your ego. It's us. So that's why I did this show today. It wasn't necessarily to crack on big women or anything like that. I want fellas to know that we have to take the power back in judgment. Because fellas, correct me, I don't know if y'all have either a significant other or if you have homegirls or whatever you talk to, women are bad judges of women. Let me say this again. Let that marinate for a second. That ain't juice. Women are bad judges of women, especially when they know them. So we can't leave it up to women to be the sole judges of other women. Why can't we do that? Is because you will get a lot more lonely women and a lot more single mothers. Because like I said, men are having sex indiscriminately. It is in our innate nature to have sex, ladies. Do not think that either that man likes you or you're something that you're not just because you can get penis. Men have sex because it's Wednesday. We have sex because it happened to cross our mind. We have sex because it's there. We have sex because we're drunk. We have sex because we're high. Okay? It doesn't take a lot to have sex with a man, right? A lot of you women can have sex with a man. But over here, we talk about marriage and actual relationships. We date with a purpose over here, okay? This isn't necessarily a sex show to where we talk about sex. I see a lot of women influencers whose show is based on sex, sex, sex. All they talk about is sex, how big of a dick they want, their WAP, their head game. It's crazy out there, people. So when you go on YouTube and these podcast platforms, just search for the Chris Hall Show, search for the Chris Hall Podcast, stuff like that, because this other stuff, it's real raunchy, okay? It's real raunchy. You don't want to do that. So I'm gonna play some things on the screen. Let's see if this comes out right. You know us, we like to drive it while we build it while we drive it. So mind you, I don't know these people. This is just what comes up when I type it in. So if you didn't want to be on YouTube, it's your fault, not my fault. So let's say this girl here, right? Now, she has wide hips, big old booty, as you'll see probably in the next slide. See all that? It's a lot of ass, right? So, I ask you all this. Is this thick or is this fat? Is it up to the eyes of the beholder, or do we have some type of standard, is my question. That's my question to you. Do we have some type of standard? And mind you, if someone said this was thick and they wanted to date her, no problem. If somebody said she was fat and still dated her, that's no problem. At the end of the day, she still got her goal, you know? It didn't matter exactly if, I don't know what's playing now. So, it doesn't matter what category she's in if she still gets the same outcome, right? But my thing is, when are we gonna have a standard, right? So let's say that girl is thick, right? Then Riddle me this, Batman. If that girl is thick, then what is this young lady right here? See, what I talk about is truth. I talk about what men really think about, the things that we say in the barbershop, the things that we say behind closed doors, because we know that we get chastised for telling the truth, because everyone knows a woman loves a good lie. So my question has always been, when it comes to what's thick versus fat, right? What are we telling the women who are in the gym and in shape, if you can just either get some surgery or a waist trainer, stay the same size, and have your waist slightly smaller than the rest of your body, making it look disproportionate? What are we saying to this young lady? And remember, I used to sell women's fitness clothing, so I worked one-on-one, hands-on with fitness models all the time. So my thing is, how can I look at, hold on, what are we doing? How can I look at that and say that she's thick, and then look at the girl from previous and say she's thick as well? We're gonna have to have some type of barometer, some type of baseline, some type of standard, because you can't tell me that one girl can eat whatever she wants to eat, can live whatever lifestyle, she doesn't have to put in any work like this. Mind you, I don't know this person, I'm just assuming because it says fitness influencer or something, okay? So what does that say exactly? Let me go back to the other screen. So there we go. We good? Perfect. So yeah, I've always thought that if we're saying that the larger woman from earlier is thick, then what is the fitness influencer? It's almost as if, do we not have any more fat people anymore? What's wrong with fat? I'm skinny. What's wrong with that? I just don't understand how we all want to be ourselves, right? Everyone's preaching about, freedom and individuality and, having their voice be heard and not being silenced and living their truth and all this other crap. But we refuse to tell the truth. That's my problem. And that's what I'm trying to find out. I want people to, go in the comment section. If you have a response to this, you can make a response, send it to me. You could DM it. You could also go live tonight on my IG. Send a request. Tell me your feelings. Tell me what you think about this dynamic and this new phenomenon that the goalpost has almost moved from being thick. And why can't we judge? Why can't I judge? What's wrong? Do you not judge me? You judge our physical appearance. You judge our height, especially. You judge the type of job we do. You judge by our socioeconomic status. You judge by the things that we have, the things we don't have, how much money we have, type of gravitas we have, type of network we're in. Crazy, right? That's what I thought. And that's what I just could never understand. So in closing, men are the judges of how you look. If you would like to wear blue hair, if you would like to wear those thingamajiggums, those bull nose rings, if you want 19 piercings everywhere, that's fine. You are free to do whatever you want to do. But there's a trade-off with that. There's a responsibility for doing everything you want to do. There's also a consequence. The consequence is you will be judged by other people from what you do. Do you know how I know that? Because like I told you, I have a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram. I have a podcast. So with all those things, there are ratings. There is a like and a dislike button. You could be reported. So I know, and all of you are evaluated at work all the time. Some of us have scorecards. Some of us have weekly evaluations, quarterly, yearly. We are all judged in some way, shape, or form. When we go to court, there's guess what? A judge judging us for our actions. So if you want to do that type of stuff, don't be mad if you don't get the outcome that you think that you deserve. And when you get an outcome that you truly deserve and it's not fitting to you, don't be upset at that. This is what you chose, okay? When you choose a job, that's the job you chose. If you want to be upset at that job, that's cool, but just know it's the job that you chose, okay? But in closing, I'm Chris Hall. Y'all have been tuned into the Chris Hall Show. Don't forget to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the Chris Hall Show. Also, we are now streaming. Chris Hall Podcast is available on all platforms. Check the podcast out. More shows coming soon on the podcast. More live shows coming soon. And also, we got the studio up now. So we're doing more YouTube videos, some shorts for y'all and things of that nature. I'm looking forward to it. Are you? I am. And in closing, I'm out.